The death of General Grievous on Utapau triggered a chain of events that led to the fall of the Jedi. On the planet of Coruscant, the mysterious Darth Sidious had been revealed as Supreme Chancellor Palpatine, confirming the worst fears of the Jedi, and their attempted arrest failed. The Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker had betrayed the Jedi Order and Mace Windu in a desperate attempt to save his secret wife Padme Amidala, whom he believed to be dying from his visions. Anointed as Sidious's apprentice Darth Vader, the former Jedi Knight began a purge of the Jedi Temple, and is ably assisted by the execution of Order 66. The clones across the galaxy turned upon the Jedi they had served under throughout the war, and they either fell without warning, or struggled for survival. One of those who had not been immediately incinerated had been the former Jedi Padawan Ahsoka Tano, who, having sensed the fall of her master, had to then deal with her special division of the 501st Division turning upon her. Using all of her skills, the initial resistance from her clone commander, and the chaos caused by the Zabrak Maul, she managed to remove the inhibitor chip from Commander Rex, and together they tried to find their way out of the Star Destroyer. Ahsoka plans their escape by having Rex try to appeal to ARC Trooper Jesse that as Ahsoka was not a Jedi, she was not under the boundaries of Order 66, and they would be the ones committing treason. The clone cannot convince his opposing clone trooper, and they have to fight their way to a Y-Wing bomber at the cost of everyone on board. But what if Rex had not been committing treason, according to Jesse? Could they have stopped Maul? Would there still be any hope for the Republic? As you're going to find out, the absence of treason could have changed the rising empire. As Ahsoka and Rex stepped out into the hangar bay, half of their minds are on the droids trying to drop the hangar's elevators, as the clone tries to convince Jesse that they could not use Order 66 on Ahsoka. The ARC Trooper valiantly resisted against the control chip and dropped to his knees, as the other clones also fell to the floor. Ahsoka ordered the droids to stop their actions on the hangar bay, as Rex stunned all of the clone troopers as quickly as he could, as they then tried to wrestle control of the destroyer before it headed into the moon. In the chaos, Maul managed to make his way to the hangar, but he stopped by Ahsoka, and they dueled again. Rex ordered the former Jedi to let go of Maul, as they headed straight into the surface of the moon. But as she tried to do so, the Republic attack shuttle that Maul had wanted to use for an escape floated out of the open hangar doors. The group have no choice but to combine their efforts, and running to the bridge, Maul and Ahsoka used the Force to try and bring the destroyer to a controlled stop. The speed of entry into the moon's atmosphere did not help their cause, and the two Force users bore most of the impact as the ship crashed into the rocky terrain. Rex had been the first to awaken from the crash landing, and around him, the clone troopers were still stunned but alive, as he dragged them one by one to the medical bay to have their inhibitor chips removed. The survival of the medical droid helped to speed up the process, and it allowed the clone to drag Ahsoka from the charred wreck, as she coughed and spluttered back into life. The duo repaired the Mandalorian cage that had housed Maul, and they placed the broken body of the Zabrak inside of it in the event that he woke up, before heading back to the medical bay. The clones all feel sore from their operations, and Jesse is apologetic for his attempts to kill Ahsoka, and now they look for transport off of the moon. Commander Rex looks at the map of the moon from the repaired holotable, but the entire area was nothing but miles and miles of barren terrain. The 332nd Company trudge outside when Rex decides to take an enormous risk and tries to reach any other clone troopers. At the time, most of the communication lines were filled with the voice of Emperor Palpatine, giving another speech condemning the Jedi and marking the new beginning for the Galactic Empire. But one line remained open, and the voice of Clone Sergeant Hunter on Kamino is there to receive the pleas of his fellow clone troopers. Having just witnessed Crosshair betray them and rescued Omega, Clone Force 99 diverted their Omicron-class attack shuttle to the coordinates of Rex. By the time they had arrived, the surface of the moon is covered in snow, and the clones have been freezing to near death, using the embers of their Star Destroyer for warmth. Clone Force 99 arrived to bring life back into Ahsoka's division, as Rex then helped to remove their control chips, and Ahsoka joined Tech in repairing as many of the broken bombers as they could. The repairs are enough for all of the clones to leave the moon, and Ahsoka expressed her wish to stay low for the foreseeable future, as she needed time to deal with the fall of her master, so the Jedi found her own path on their initial intended destination of Saleucami. But their adventure together was not over. That is it for part 1 of What If Rex Had Not Committed Treason. If you'd like to see a part 2 soon, please like this video, turn on that notification bell, click that subscribe button on this channel, as well as on my other channel What If Films. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd all like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you next time.